This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
I can't believe we haven't talked about this yet, but let's finish our show today. Our Ask Arn Anything. We should remind you that we've got a fun show coming your way next week. It's TLC 2010. As a reminder, you get all these shows early and ad-free over at adfreeshows.com, including our exclusive sit-down interview with Jim Hurd, the fantastic championship belt series, all in 4K, and lots of bonus Arn content, including some Zooms. Arn did a Zoom early this month. I'm sure he's going to do one next month as well, but also great content like watching Starcade 87 with Arn. Come on, come get you some. It's adfreeshows.com. But next week, TLC 2010. But first, I don't know how we've made it this far and not talked about this. Mitch Valentine wants to know, what'd you think of the angle where Steve Austin pissed on you in 2002? And I have to admit, I even kind of forgot that was a thing and had to go look it up. I guess at the time, Austin was in a bit of a feud with Ric Flair over the management style of the company, blah, blah, blah. Either way, he attacks you backstage. We see him off camera. You're wearing a white polo and here comes the stream. Boy, take me through that day where they come say, Arn, here's what we're going to do today.
Yeah, and two people that were heavily involved in it was Jack Lanza, who was like the backstage producer, and Austin himself. They both told me that they went to Vince individually and collectively and said, you know, this guy's really, really highly respected in the business with the boys and the audience as well. You know, this is really demeaning. I mean, can we do something else? Both got turned down flatly. Do I suspect foul play and a reason in his mind to be doing it? Yes. Will it be very easy for his case to be, well, we don't want to do it to Rick. It's almost like it's the same thing as if you went out, put Austin over and got him ready for Rick the next big pay-per-view. You put him over clean in the middle. Same concepts, just a different way to do it, to go about it, would be his argument. Could be punishment for leaving the way I did in 89.
Wait, really? You think that this is Vince punishing you for 89?
He waits a long time.
Yeah, time's on his side.
When he feels betrayed, he feels like you've wronged him. And we were the very first guys to turn our notice in during that era. And I know he didn't like it. And you couple that with, you know, some other things, but do I think that's a possibility? Yep. I know that he waits a very, very long time if he feels like you have screwed him. And I could possibly see that. It was just so degrading and demeaning if you looked at it on the outside in. I'm a guy that, hey, you know what popped up in my head when the first thing they said, told me about it? We want to, Austin to pee all over you. My wife and kids.
That's what I was going to say. Do you give Aaron a heads up that, hey baby, don't watch the show tonight?
Yeah. Their picture popped up right in my head, but that's the reason I did it and did it smiling because they're the ones I'm responsible for. And people may, think that that's not true, but everything I've done in this business, every sacrifice I've made, every time I've had guys come to me that I respect and go, don't do that. You're Arn Anderson. You don't have to do that bullshit. Just tell them no. I went ahead and did whatever was requested. Take care of my family. That's my first responsibility on this earth. And hopefully I will be able to see it through and, make sure that I keep taking care of them for a while. But I honestly believe that could have happened because it was just so personal.
Do you think that, I know I'm asking almost a rhetorical question, but I've heard Jim Ross talk about stuff like this a lot. Do you think Vince sort of, pardon the phrase, gets off on humiliating guys and trying to push the line and see what he can get away with?
Well, he knows. I mean, it's not even a question in his mind. Anything that he comes up with that is his idea that he wants to do for whatever reason, you could say no, find other employment.
Mm.
If you don't say yes and do it with a smile, you may do it, but do it with your teeth gritted. He's going to know that. And it's like you didn't even do it at all. Punishment's going to be the same. He wants a blind obedience in all of his requests. And he doesn't want you to have your own opinion unless it runs parallel to his. So there was not a big argument. I know that Jack and Austin went individually and went collectively and just said, it's one of those that goes over the line. I think there were more people hurt and more people pissed off about it than I was. Because, hey, it's a wrestling business. Sometimes things are very degrading. But I think the audience is smart enough to know he really didn't pee on me, although it looked the part. And everything that represents. I think the people that know me know that I've always just went along to get along. And that was just another case of it. Anybody that doesn't call me a team player or that I'm selfish might want to look at that as being a pretty good example of what kind of businessman I am.
Jeff wants to know, what does Arn think of WWE video zooming in on every hit and move, the shaking of the camera and the mini camera cuts? Is this something that's been discussed in the locker room or amongst the boys? Do you feel like it takes away from the overall experience of the match, or do you like it?
Some stuff is better left to where it was. It's like, I get the concept of giving you the grittier, I'm in the ring type feel. Lets the fan feel like he's in there in the middle of all the fighting. Let's face it, some stuff needs to be protected. It doesn't need to be zoomed in on. So that would be the downside of that. Some guys just aren't good, and women just aren't good. You want to pull back and protect them with camera shots. You don't want to zoom in and just let you know how rotten they really are.
Yeah, it's not something fans online like at all.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.